So the next few things that I'm going to do with you will help to open shoulders and hips. So if you're feeling extra stiff, a little bit sore, these are some great things to do. You're down on the ground. It's nice and slow, long holds, but it will help you feel so much better. So what you're going to do is you're going to come on to all fours, fingers spread wide. You're going to press into the pads of the fingertips, the heel of your hand. And you're going to begin by just rocking back and forth. So you're going to bring the big toes together as you sink back, extending through the arms. You can allow your head to come down to the floor if you wish. And then as you inhale, you're going to rise up, shifting forward. And that can be also adding the feet. So this will depend on how your knees are. So if you have any knee issues, keep the legs, the lower leg on the ground and just shift back and forth just a little bit to isolate in the hips and go back and forth. And then from here, you're going to then rise up and you're going to begin by extending through the right fingertips. And you're actually going to shift forward with the body as you extend forward. You're going to inhale, rising up, looking up to the fingertips, sinking back, just like we just did. As you exhale, you bring your arm around to the mat, shifting to the other side. Inhaling, extending left arm forward, looking up to the left fingertips. As you sink back, left hand slides across the floor as you exhale, shifting side to side. We're going to do 2 more each side, exhaling here. Inhaling, extending, shifting forward. You can feel the core engage slightly as you reach forward, shifting back, exhaling, left hand across. Last one, inhaling, extending, exhaling, shifting back. Exhaling across the mat. Inhaling, shifting forward. And back. Exhaling across the mat. Great job. And then from here, again, spread those fingers nice and wide. Press into the pads of the fingertips, the heel of the hand. This will help to protect the wrists. We don't want to have too much pressure on the wrists here, or else they'll begin to ache. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift the weight into the left knee. The right knee will hover off the mat. Right toes drawn back in towards the shin. You're going to inhale here. As you exhale, you'll bring the right leg out to the side. And then you're going to inhale at the side, exhaling back to center. And so we're exhaling as we move so that we can protect and strengthen that core. So anytime you're moving the body, like in your swing, you're going to exhale with the movement. So keeping that in mind as you practice. So 3 more here. And if you find that the body is compensating, so if you find that you're moving your whole body to make that leg come up, go back. So if your knee only comes out to here, that's okay. Find your edge. And then what we want to do is we want to encourage that edge to move as we practice. All right. And coming back. We'll shift to the left side here. Sorry, I added a couple extra there as I was talking and demonstrating. So we're going to do 5 on this side. So toes drawn back towards the left shin. We're going to inhale, exhale, left knee out to the left side. Inhale at the side, exhale back. Three more. All right. And then keeping the hips stacked above the knees, you're going to walk the arms forward, allowing the heart to sink down towards the ground. So with this, the shoulders open, the low back will release from the hips. And you're going to let yourself sink in. Your chin can rest, your forehead can rest. If you can, allow that chest to come all the way down. If you can't, then you know that your shoulders need a little work. and you're right where you need to be. So remembering to breathe here. As you breathe, you're going to breathe into your belly, ribs expanding three-dimensionally. Breathing all the way into the collarbones, exhaling, let yourself soften. So as you exhale, I want you to imagine your body melting. We want to really let go on that exhale. And then we're going to shift forward onto the elbows, lowering down onto the belly. Elbows stacked under the shoulders here. Again, fingers spread wide. We can point through the toes as the shoulders slide down the back. As we inhale, once again, the belly's going to press into the mat this time. And we're going to use that breath rising up through the ribs and collarbones to lengthen the body and increase the stretch in the back. So use that breath to rise up on the inhale. As you exhale, let yourself go. Let yourself sink into the elbows, letting go. And breathing in, rising up. Exhaling, sinking in. 3 more. And then as you release, you're going to lower down. Elbows are going to come wide. We're going to stack the hands, releasing the forehead onto stacked hands. And you're going to draw the right knee out to the right side. And you're going to draw the toes back towards the shin so that the right foot is footprinting the wall behind you, or you're kind of doing that footprint kind of posture. And then once you're here, press into the elbows, allow the heart and chest to sink down into the ground, forehead resting. Let yourself relax here. As you breathe, you can imagine the right hip sinking down in towards the floor. It will not touch. That's okay. It's not supposed to. But just imagine that right hip sinking down, or right pelvis sinking down in towards the floor. Feel the right hip opening here. All right, perfect. Rising up. We can bring the right knee back to meet the left, and then we're going to shift to the left side. So left knee out to the left side, left foot footprinting the wall behind you, or making that footprint by drawing the toes up towards the shin, elbows wide, chest sinking down to the mat, forehead releasing. 10 breaths here. Breathing again, belly, ribs, collarbones. And if you find it hard to just lay here breathing, if your mind gets a little busy, if you feel a little anxious, slowing down and kind of settling in, you can give your mind something to do by counting the breaths. So you'll inhale, counting for 1, as you exhale for a count of 5. Inhaling 2, exhaling, count of 4. Inhaling 3, exhaling 3. Inhaling 4, Exhaling 2. Inhaling 5. And exhaling 1. And we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths, just to even up. And then slowly, once again, bringing the left knee back to meet the right. We're going to place hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in at the sides, toes tucked in. We're going to press up, and then you're going to shift to the long side of your mat. So if you don't have a yoga mat, using any kind of mat, this will be a little bit or this can be a little bit hard on the knees if you're on a hard surface. So you want a nice soft surface so that your knees aren't in any pain or discomfort here. And we're going to bring both knees out to the sides. So the other was a half or a prep for frog, and this is a full expression of frog. So this is a little bit intense. So if you have a pillow, you can also use blocks. So these are yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you may have a foam block or a foam roller maybe that you can even use. Improvise. Use what you've got for now, but get started. So what you're going to do is you're going to sink down onto the blocks or pillows, whatever you're using. Both feet, the toes are pointing away from the body, and you're footprinting that imaginary wall behind you. You're going to bring the elbows wide, heart and chest sinking down, letting go, breathing. And slowly rising up. So you're going to bring your hands under your shoulders once again, pressing up. Bring the big toes or the feet together and slowly rising up from there. And you can move around a little bit here. That's a pretty deep hip opener. So moving around a bit to kind of release there. Then what I want you to do is come down onto the ground. I'm going to bring a strap with me. If you don't have a strap, you can use an old tie, a belt. Again, improvise, but get started. So we're going to come down onto our backs here to start, and we're going to bring the left ankle to the right knee. You're going to thread the needle with the left hand. So you're going to bring left hand through that space in the left knee, and you're going to hug the right knee into chest. You can also hug behind the right knee here. If you find the chin's tucked in and then you're kind of holding or trying to reach up, that's where you're going to introduce the strap. You'll wrap the strap behind the right knee, and then I want you to sink back. So your chin's going to tuck into your chest. You're going to allow your arms to soften and lengthen. And then let your elbows even drop down towards the floor. If it feels best, you can also bring it to the outside of that right knee. So again, finding what works for you here. Then you're going to take the left toes back towards the left shin, pressing the left knee away from the body, and then you're going to sink that left glute down into the floor. So imagine that left glute is going down, and it may not move a lot, but you'll definitely feel the difference. So breathing here, chin tucked. And slowly releasing the right foot down to the mat. You're going to cross the left leg over the right. Your arms are going to come out to the side so they can be open out wide and extending, palms facing up, or you can bring them to goal post position. Find what feels best to you today. And you're going to press into the left foot so that the left hip, or sorry, the left foot, the right foot, so that the right hip's hovering. You're going to shift that right hip towards the center of your mat, and then you're going to release both knees to the right side. And we're going to try to keep that left arm, left shoulder down on the mat. If it's off, no worries. You'll get there. But you got to stick with me. You got to keep doing this. So here, wherever you find yourself, you're going to breathe. If you find this left knee is floating off the mat a little bit, you can place a pillow, or if you have blocks or a foam roller, you can also place that here. So find what feels best and then connecting with the breath. As you breathe here, we're going to send the breath down into the belly. As you send the breath into the belly, you'll feel a gentle twist inside the body. Feel that kind of gentle wringing out as the body twists with the breath. Exhaling, letting go. Continuing with your breath. Remembering that 1 to 5, 5 to 1 count to keep the mind occupied and calm. And on your exhale, slowly coming back, pressing into the right foot. Once again, we'll shift the right hip out, uncrossing the legs. We'll switch to the other side. So right ankle to the left knee. Again, threading the needle, this time with the right hand between that hole where the right knee is bent. And then we're going to wrap the hands around the left knee, behind the left knee, or using your strap. And again, we're going to then take the right toes back towards the shin, right knee moving away from the body, and then imagining that right glute sinking down into the ground. Chin tucked, breathing here. And let your eyes close. With our eyes closed, we can begin to feel into the body. And it may be a feeling, a sensation that's not the greatest. That's okay. We want to find that edge of discomfort. We don't want pain here. We want just a little bit of an extension of that stretch. So just a little bit of a push, but not too far. If there's any pain ever in yoga, we've gone too far. And releasing the left foot, arms out wide or like goalposts. And then we're going to cross that right thigh over the left. This time pressing into the left foot, shifting the left hip to center and releasing both knees to the left side this time. Finding your breath. Breathing deep into the belly. Expanding all the way up into the collarbones. Exhaling to let go. And slowly coming back. Shifting that left hip out by pressing into the left foot, uncrossing the legs. Then you're going to take your feet out wide. So they're going to be wider than the body here. And we're going to sink the right knee down first, left knee out to the left side. And you're going to press in on the inhale into that right knee. And then with the breath, you're going to use the breath to expand through the body, creating space within the body and lengthening through that whole right leg. As you exhale, gently soften. 2 more. Inhale, pressing into the right knee, using the breath to expand all the way through the body up into the rib cage and collarbones. Exhaling. Last one. As you exhale, slowly shifting to the other side. So left knee to center, right knee out to the right side. We're going to press into the left knee, inhaling, rising up through the ribs, into the collarbones. Exhaling, softening. Inhaling, pressing into the left knee. Exhaling, letting go. And last one. And slowly coming back up to center. You're going to hug your knees into your chest and you're going to give a little rock side to side. And just noticing, this is a great way if you're feeling any of that low back tension. This is a great way to give yourself a little bit of a self massage. So if your knees are in close, you're more into the low back. As you move the knees away from the body, so you can place the hands on the tops of the knees, rocking back and forth, you'll notice it comes down in to kind of the sacrum and then out down in to the glutes and the tailbone. So just nice and gentle here, a little self massage. And then from here, you can place the feet down onto the mat. You can bring knees together. You can also extend the legs out long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through a relaxation. So if you have some like a big tournament coming up or something coming up and you really want to have that clarity of mind, this is a great way to tune in, to relax, to soften the mind, and allow yourself to focus. So let yourself get comfortable here. And then close the eyes. We're going to take 3 breaths, and then we're going to just release the breath. So we're going to inhale in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. 2 more times. Last one. And then from here, just allowing your body to naturally breathe you. You're going to sense into the soles of your feet, allowing the toes to gently soften, the ankles to release, the calves melting away from the shins, the kneecaps gently soften, thighs, hips, and hamstrings melting and releasing. The pelvis softens as the glutes sink in. Belly soft, the low back releases. The ribs moving freely with the breath, gently allowing the mid to upper back to soften, sinking into the mat beneath you. Shoulders sinking in, allowing the upper arms to elbows to release, forearms to wrists. Then sensing into the palms of the hands and out each fingertip. And then slowly bringing your awareness back from the palms of the hands up through to the elbows and the shoulders. Meeting at heart center and then rising up. Allowing the throat to open, the neck to soften. Tongue resting where the top teeth meet the gum line, the jaw and cheek soften. Eyes still behind the eyelids. The brow gently releases. Forehead softening. And then making your way through the scalp to the top of the crown. And then imagining a wave of relaxation building at the top of the crown. And then imagine that wave washing out over you, letting it go, allowing yourself to completely surrender and release. No muscles holding anywhere in the body, just softening and at ease. And then you can slowly begin to bring yourself back. So wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, stretching or moving in any way that your body desires. And then you can make your way to either side and then up to a comfortable seated position. So in yoga, yoga has a very ancient, very long history. And so what we do at the end of yoga, we bring our palms together. And what this means is it's an honoring to show I see you, or I see the good in you. And your good in you is honoring the good in me. So namaste. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Remember that the next time, maybe feeling a little sore, a little achy, you need hips and shoulders opening. Try that out.